I'm sad. You've been out all night, know you've been bad. Don't tell me different, know it's a lie. Come to me, honey, see how I cry.
Welcome to the Recovery Show with Bernie Z. That's me. Today I'd like to talk to support people about the Unity Program Step 3. And that step goes like this for addiction. The only requirement for Addicts Anonymous membership is a desire to stop your addiction. Okay, now for the support people, it's like this. They need to think about their desire to see that person that's in their life be addiction free. The addict goes to meetings because that's where they're going to find a unity of people that have been through that process. They're going there because of the desire to stop, not the power and will to stop. That power and will comes from the unity of the group, the ability to see that somebody else has done it, the thought that they aren't alone in that fight against the daily call back to their addiction. With family members, it's good to be unified in your willingness to be there for them, but also willing to be there as someone who will say, I'm not going to feed your desire for the addiction. I am going to feed your desire to stop. And that can manifest in many ways. Sometimes it's in saying no to them, but it's also in things like what I've heard from members who have said that significant others, a person in their family, a wife, a spouse, a sibling, a child, a parent, any number of different people say to them, hey, tonight's the night for the meeting, or tonight's this night or that night. And it's an important night in that you encourage the person to continue to keep on the fight. Not telling them, hey, you slipped, but rather, hey, there's a meeting. There's other people that have been through what you've gone through, so it's important that you're there. And it's one of the reasons why, as Stand Tall Recovery has developed, I decided to develop a virtual meeting, because not everybody can get out of their home. Even though they have an addiction, sometimes you're homebound for health reasons, for other reasons, or maybe you're not comfortable going to a meeting the first time. And this could be a way to get them to the meeting in that they don't have to go anywhere. And you can sit there with them at the meeting and just simply listen to the words, because that's sometimes all it takes. That first meeting is so hard. I remember very strongly that first meeting I went to for Gamblers Anonymous, where I went to the meeting, listened to the stories, and walked out saying I didn't have a problem, or at least not as bad a problem, even though I had passed the test with flying colors, tied to not telling the truth on some of the questions even. And I went out of there, I went down to the local convenience store and bought a scratch-off ticket. That's when I knew I had a problem, because I'd listened to people talk about their gambling and how the destruction had been, and I saw myself as an addict when, after listening to people talk about prison time and health issues and all that stuff that was caused by what they had done because of their addiction, and was able to go back to my addiction within minutes of the meeting. So it's important to remember it's a desire to stop and not a self-push to stop. And that desire needs to be encouraged and formed through the unity of others who have gone through it, and through the unity of those around them who are also desiring to see them get better, without being condemning if they slip. It happens. It's not a pleasant experience to slip, but it is something that reminds us that we do have that desire. And it's each moment that counts, not the amount of time. My last bet was November 21st, 2007, and yet I still today remember that if I don't hold on to that desire, to that unity with others, that I could very easily go back into my gambling. I could slip into drinking because I have had bouts with that. There's so many different other things I could get addicted to. So that desire to stay clean and out of my addiction is so important to me that I become hyper vigilant of it. And I truly pray that the support people understand that an addict doesn't want to slip. They desire to be clean when they're starting that recovery process. But sometimes it just takes time. Patience is a virtue, and I pray that you'll have that patience to understand that they have that desire, and that you'll have the will to encourage them to go to meetings and to interact with people who are on the same path. Thank you.